All right, fourth grade, we'll go ahead and get started. So today we are covering complete sentences. And since we're so close to the Christmas holiday, we have the Christmas edition today in our lesson. So our goals, our objectives today are going to be to recognize simple sentences. So I will recognize simple sentences. And then also today we're going to be practicing some of our writing skills. So we are going to be able to compose simple sentences. So I can compose simple sentences and I will recognize simple sentences. So first we need to know what makes a sentence complete. What makes our sentence a complete sentence? So every sentence must have a subject and a verb. So the subject is who or what the sentence is about. That's going to be typically your first noun of the sentence. And then your verb is the beginning of your predicate, and the verb answers what the subject is doing. So the subject is who or what the sentence is about, and then the verb answers the question of what the subject is doing. A complete sentence must also begin with a capital letter and end in appropriate punctuation. So the correct punctuation for the end of a sentence includes a period, an exclamation point, and a question mark. So we've gone over types of sentences in the past. So your period is used typically with your declarative sentences, your question mark with the interrogative sentences, and your exclamation point with your exclamatory sentences. So again, a full sentence, a complete sentence has a subject, a noun, a verb or a predicate. It begins with a capital letter and it ends in the appropriate punctuation, either a period, an exclamation point, or a question mark. And down at the bottom here, it says complete sentences have a subject and a verb, and they must make sense. So whenever you're writing, you have to make sure that the reader understands what you're trying to say. So breaking it down even further, the subject of the sentence is usually the first noun of the sentence. Now we remember that a noun is a person, place, or thing. And a lot of times a sentence has more than one noun in it. So in fourth grade, usually the subject is the first noun of the sentence. But if the reading is a little bit more difficult, or if you're trying to remember as you get older, just remember that the subject of the sentence is who or what the sentence is about. So modeling that subject example down here at the bottom, the Grinch stole Christmas. Grinch is who the sentence is about, so that would be the subject. Are you excited for the holiday season? That one's a little bit difficult, but we know that you is a pronoun, but it is also a noun. So that would be the subject of the sentence. You are excited for the holiday season, or in the form of an interrogative sentence, are you excited for the holiday season? The third sentence, Santa's hat is red and white. Even though Santa is a noun, here it's being used as a possessive adjective. It's telling us whose hat. So the first noun of this sentence would be hat. So the hat is red and white. To be more specific, Santa's hat is red and white, but the subject of that sentence is still hat. And then the last example, Christmas is my favorite holiday. So Christmas would be the first noun and also the subject of that sentence. Moving on to the predicate. The predicate is usually the end of the sentence. A simple predicate is simply the sentence's verb. And the complete predicate is usually the verb along with the rest of the sentence. So whether there's a prepositional phrase or two, or some extra adjectives, or even some nouns that are acting as direct objects or indirect objects in the predicate, those are all part of the predicate if they're after the verb. So just the simple predicate are highlighted down here at the bottom, but we can go over the complete predicate when we do the examples. So that first example, the Grinch stole Christmas. Stole would be the verb, and then stole Christmas would be that complete predicate. My friend buys presents for her mom. Buys would be the simple predicate or the verb, and then buys presents for her mom. My friend does what? Buys presents for her mom. Are you excited for the holiday season? Are excited would be the verb or the simple predicate in that sentence. And then these last two sentences, Santa's hat is red and white, and Christmas is my favorite holiday. I just want to really remind you guys that verbs in the form of to be, so is, are, were, I am, verbs like that are still verbs. So when you're looking for what the simple predicate is or the verb of the sentence, just remember that those tricky verbs are still verbs. All right, so I want to model um, deciphering complete sentences within a reading. So we are to place periods throughout the paragraph below to make complete sentences. So we'll go ahead and model this while we read it together. I would place periods. All right, now that we have done some practice together, I want to show you a quick video from even my childhood. I remember watching this when I was learning complete sentences in the fourth grade as well. So we'll take some time and watch this video about Mr. Morton. Okay, now that we've watched the video and we really understand what's going on as far as simple sentences go, here's an opportunity for you to add to the pad or the Padlet if you want to be more specific. So you guys can go ahead and double click on the Padlet and get that opened. And it says to click on the Padlet and add your favorite holiday song lyrics as a full sentence. If you can't think of a song, create a sentence about the season. Once you guys click into the Padlet, you will see that I have posted a list of some Christmas classics. So if you can't think of a song, maybe that list will prompt your memory and you can come up with just a quick lyric. There are also two models of my expectation. So it can be as simple as Santa Claus is coming to town. Santa Claus would be the subject of that sentence. Is a simple predicate, and then is coming to town would be the complete predicate there. So go ahead and take some time and add your favorite Christmas lyric to the Padlet. Wow, you guys did some really great work on the Padlet. That was fun. Okay, well, we're going to do a quick sort together just to remind ourselves of the difference in nouns and verbs. So remember, nouns are people, places, or things, and your verbs are going to be what they're doing. The verbs are the action of the sentence. So let's just start here with sings. And someone tell me, is sings a noun or a verb? Yes, that's right. Sings is a verb. So we will go ahead and sort that word over here to the verbs. Great. And the next word is elves. That's right. Elves is a noun. Elves are people, and there is more than one elf. So it's a plural noun, but yes, it is still a noun. Great work. All right. And we will finish those words. Okay, we are moving on to the time that it is yours to practice. So before we let you guys off completely on your own, we're going to play a really quick Kahoot and make sure that we all know how to identify complete sentences. So if everyone could get logged into the Kahoot, we will go ahead and play a quick game as a class. All right. Before I let you guys off on your own, I wanted to give you just a little bit more inspiration for what your sentences could be about. So we have some Christmas lights, some elves, a snowflake, stockings, a reindeer. It's Rudolph being super cool with his sunglasses, a Christmas tree, an igloo, and a penguin on ice skates. Of course, your choices are not limited to these options, but some of you guys think that you don't love writing, so it's just best to give you some, maybe a baseline or foundation for your inspiration. Okay, so your assignment is posted in Google Classroom. You can access it directly from this slideshow or just go to Google Classroom and click in the classwork of that assignment. But you first will choose a topic. Who or what will your paragraph be about? Again, if you need to go back and access this slide right here for a little bit of inspiration or some ideas, you're more than welcome to do so. Number two, you're going to write five sentences that contain a subject and a verb all about your topic. Every sentence must have a subject and a predicate. And number three, you can write a descriptive paragraph or a short story about your topic. You also could write instructions about how to decorate a tree or ice cookies. Really, the options are endless. You can write about pretty much whatever you want as long as it has to do with the holiday season and as long as your sentences make sense and are complete. All right, before I leave you on your own, I did want to show you an example of a paragraph that I wrote about my Christmas vacation. And it says, Christmas vacation comes in 3 weeks. I am going to my grandma's house for Christmas. My grandma lives in Houston, Texas. I love spending time with my grandparents in Houston. Houston is not as cold as Oklahoma during Christmas. It never snows on Christmas in Houston. So even though I could go into more detail about the different things that we do in Houston or the traditions that I love having with my grandma, I just chose to kind of keep it not so in depth and just talk more about the differences in Houston and Oklahoma and the fact that I love to spend time with my grandma and my grandparents, really both. So again, the assignment here is in Google Classroom. You'll just click on classwork and then this little green Christmas complete sentences, and then last on this Google form. And then this Google form right here is where you'll write your 5 complete sentences. All right, and then back to the Padlet. That will be accessible. That'll be a place that you can go if you need some more inspiration or you didn't have time to complete that during class. Any questions?